I'm Black.
And I'm Red.
Welcome to the Black and Red Show. Our guest today is David S. Hogan. He's a local actor, writer, director, producer. Here's our interview with David.
We were really excited to have you here because I've heard of you and I've been on set with you, but I didn't really know who you were, where you came from, and that kind of stuff. Would you mind telling us a little bit about yourself, like where you came from and maybe a little bit of your schooling or something?
Sure. Well, I'm a Seattle guy. I've been living in West Seattle on and off for 15 years now. My wife and I live there now. We have aside from my acting job, I have a dog services business that is West Seattle based.
Oh, nice. What's the name of that?
It's kind of like a brother-sister business. I have David the Dog Walker, and
Nice.
that started the biz because I needed something that it incorporated my name, and it gave you an immediate explanation of what the heck I do.
Right.
So
Okay.
David the Dog Walker.
Right.
And then I transitioned that into David the Dog Trainer. So I do some dog walking and dog training in West Seattle.
Nice.
As far as the acting bug, that didn't really bite me until college.
It actually bit you?
It did, and it hurt, and I'm still feeling the pain.
Right.
The artistic pain.
Right.
I remember I took an acting class in high school, but in high school I was kind of a naughty kid.
Okay.
Yeah.
High school to early college, I was
What high school did you go to?
I went to Garfield.
Oh, nice.
So
Nice.
Gotta have good hoop teams.
love
right?
good hoop teams, great jazz band. Not that I play any instruments,
But you have jazz hands, right?
I've got.
You got jazz hands?
I'm totally. No, I don't have.
So David,
Never done the musical theater thing.
being a film and theater actor, what could you tell us about the differences that you found between the two? Being
Oh
on,
my God! You guys, you want to go down this dark
yes,
rabbit hole?
Yes.
Man, well,
What would you say to a beginning actor
attention. Pay attention.
that would help them?
for the actor in the theater, especially if you have a large house or a big stage,
Right.
and you have audience that is way back there,
Right.
you have to have I'm going to keep it simple in the beginning, right? You have to have a loud enough voice for the people in the back row to hear,
Can
right?
you demonstrate that for us?
No.
You
Do
sure?
you really want me to demonstrate?
Yes, really.
No,
Demonstrate.
come on.
Do I need to plug my ears?
No. Trust me,
We'll
if
do
you
it.
have to
Let's
get
do it.
loud.
Theater voice.
Theater voices are very loud.
Yes, theater voices.
So when you're talking like this, if I was talking like this with you right now,
I'd be scared.
people would look at people outside and go, "What is wrong with that
I would
guy?"
be really scared.
Right.
That'd be very strange.
It's like invading the personal space if you were to do that.
It's like my
that,
voice
right.
is all up in your face.
Right. It's like bam, bam,
Right there. Hey, how are you today?
Good, David.
So what kind of advice
Yeah.
could you give to like a new person starting out in acting on an audition?
Okay. Well, I teach some auditioning workshops, and for me,
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
I do some. We
Do
have
you have a studio or something like that? Yeah.
No, we don't have a Well, we have a small office.
Mighty Tripod. You ever
Mighty
heard of them?
Tripod
You heard-
Productions.
You heard of them?
I've heard of them.
Oh,
Mighty
yeah,
tripod.
that's
They're
my
mighty in their
company.
tripod.
Yeah, that's my company. Yeah.
Oh, that's your.
Now it comes together.
Thanks for bringing
now
that
it all
up.
comes
Now I
together.
get it.
Now it's landing. It's landing now.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So anyway, I think that a lot of auditions go wrong when people aren't prepared,
Right.
and they focus on the result.
Right.
Like they're focusing more on what's going to happen after the audition. I think a lot of times our mind starts spinning out of control, and we start thinking about, well, what if I book this? Am I going to get a call back? And you just focus on what you're going to do in the room. Focus
Being
on
present.
the part.
Being
Be
present,
present so you
right.
can work moment to moment. And
Right.
but if you prepare, self-consciousness is another big stumbling block because we feel like we're not good enough, or that we get into the waiting room and we see all these other actors and we start going, oh my God, that guy's so talented.
That's
That
what
looks
happens when I come
Right.
in.
Right.
that looks like the part. I don't even look like the part. So we're basically
Right.
sabotaging ourselves
Right.
before we've even read.
Right.
We've read the script and we go, wait a minute, I'm not 40 with a mustache. And you
Right.
get in the room and like, hey, that guy looks just like the part. And we don't know what they
Right.
want.
Right.
Right.
The casting director is just trying to do their thing.
Right.
And we already start projecting this. Now I've got to act a certain way to try to fulfill
Right.
what
Yeah,
they
yeah.
want. And we
Yeah,
don't know
I
what's in their
totally
head.
get that.
So as long as you prepare
Right.
as well as you can, which sometimes means hiring a coach, that's going to help you become less self-conscious.
Right.
Okay.
So you can just focus on working with the scene partner, doing the read.
Right.
And if you don't focus on the result, then you can really just have a very good time. Because if you don't have a good time in the audition room,
not
a
happening.
lot of. I mean, how many times are we
gonna
going to
reflect.
audition
Yeah.
and get rejected?
Right.
So you have
Me?
to have
a
the.
bunch of times.
Yeah.
We'll do some career coaching.
Right,
later.
Okay, thanks. Appreciate you.
But actors have to be very strong because we get rejected a lot.
Yes.
Yeah, we do.
Right.
We do.
So first you gotta. That's like a whole different
Right,
course on
right,
how to
right.
help people become mentally strong and all that kind of jazz.
Right.
But you have to be able to have a good time in the audition room.
Absolutely.
And not and be able to deal with and overcome your nerves and all
Right.
that kind of stuff. So you have to figure out a way to make it fun.
Right.
So I think one thing that helps me is just getting. Don't focus on the result. Just
Okay.
focus on doing the scene.
I remember that.
Or letting the scene do you, or whatever you want to say, however you want to frame it. It's got to be. You've got to figure out a way to make it enjoyable for yourself.
Right, and also the good
Otherwise,
point that you
come on,
bring up is
torture.
that being prepared, then going into the audition, then allows you to be free and have fun because you're going in confident.
Yeah,
you know, and,
absolutely.
and you're going in with that confidence.
And confidence is sexy. That's what
you
the
don't
fucking
got to worry
ladies-
about that,
that's what
right?
the ladies tell me.
Yeah, confidence is sexy.
What do you think is like the best, your most favorite project that you worked really hard to get and that you actually worked on and got the part? What's the best? Because we know you've been on Graham. I've seen you transform into that ugly thing.
That
Yes.
was pretty. That was
You know,
exciting.
and I know that's a
Yes.
pretty good highlight to have.
Sure.
You know, as far as just the experience of it.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure that with all that you've done, you might have something that you like a little better than that.
Yeah. Right. There's like one role that specifically pops out.
That's like, man, if you could do it again, it'd be like, bam, yes, do it.
Well, in 2011, I shot a pilot for Spike TV called Thunderballs that never made it. But it took place in a bowling alley.
Okay.
At least a lot of the scenes did. The three lead characters had a bowling team called the Thunderballs.
Okay.
And I was the leader of their rival bowling team. And we were called the Mullets.
Oh no.
So I had this
Great.
really awesome. We were all mulleted.
Oh, wow.
And they built this pretty sweet mullet for me.
So did
And,
you have a Missouri Compromise or Kentucky Waterfall?
Ooh, are you?
Oh, I
you're
know
a-
my mullets. I used to do mullet safari. You kidding
A
me?
mullet safari?
Yeah, where we go out and we actually snap photos of people in their mullets.
There
post
is.
it.
I've seen that. I did some browsing, of course, when I was
Yes.
preparing for the role, and there are some pretty interesting mullet websites where exactly that
Yep.
people oh, there's a mullet. Get your
Yep.
iPhone out, pling.
Yep.
And they
Yep.
catalog but you are making me a little bit self-conscious about my own mullet
Yes,
knowledge now.
yes. Oh, okay. I apologize.
So I don't know
I
what you're
apologize,
talking
David.
about with these fancy.
I don't either. I just know Jerry curl,
Right?
flat top.
So was it
You
more
can't
like
say-
Billy Ray Cyrus or was it more like Michael Bolton?
I'm gonna say more like. I think probably more like Michael Bolton, the one they built for me, because the hair was was wearing a hat,
Built it for
and the
you?
hair was really, really long.
Okay, so it was more like a California cauliflower mullet. Okay.
California
Cauliflower
cauliflower
mullet.
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 Write that down.
Write that down. Write that down.
So unfortunately, I mean that was such a good shoot. We were
Right.
shooting in Spokane with North by Northwest,
Oh,
and
excellent.
I'm making all these great relationships. I made some great friendships, and we left. I left the set with this energy. I mean, they were people from Spike Network. People were down, and they were loving it.
Nice.
And,
Right.
I was so pumped. Like I'm gonna be on a TV show.
Right.
And then Spike was like, we're going to actually steer away from shows and just
Right.
stick with the reality thing. And I was like, we were all pretty.
That doesn't mean it can't come back
Right.
sometime
I mean,
later
it's
down
true.
the
It's
road,
circulating somewhere. I think so, but I've never seen it. They
Right.
did a screening in Spokane, and some people have seen it. And I really want to get my hands on the footage for
Right.
one
That'd be
thing,
nice.
because I want to add it to my reel.
Uh-oh.
Right.
But for especially, and that's also another topic.
Yeah.
Right.
But getting my hands on this footage, I don't know how to do it. I've talked to a few people, and I'm trying to get my hands on it because it would look really, really.
Well, if you do,
Excellent.
let us
Right.
know.
Yeah, let us know. Let us know definitely.
Exactly.
We'd love to see it because it
And
sounds like a great concept.
I mean, that mullet character actually has come.
What was his name?
What was his name?
His name was just Mullet.
Mullet number 1, mullet number 2.
I mean,
Really?
his name was
That's
Mullet.
it?
His
Mullet?
name was Mullet.
Wow.
In the script, his name was Mullet. But,
Wow,
and there were
that's
two
fantastic.
other mullets. So the bowling team of 3, and we all named ourselves. So that there was my friend Dan played the one of the mullets, and we called him Big Bear Mullet because he was kind of the largest. And then there was a skinny dude, and we kind of
Right.
nicknamed him Scrawny Lizard.
Oh, nice.
And then I was
nice.
just King Mullet because I
King
was
Mullet. You were
I was the only
leader.
mullet with
Right.
lines.
Right.
So
Oh,
they were
okay.
kind of my minions.
Right.
Minion mullets. Mullet minions.
Nice.
But
Mullet
that
minions.
character, my mullet character, is actually something that was built in a park Shakespeare show of
Oh, wow.
Taming of the Shrew.
Oh, nice.
Like 4 summers ago, maybe we
Was
did
that
a
with
touring with
Green Stage?
Seattle Shakespeare
Seattle
Company.
Shakespeare. Excellent.
And
Excellent.
that show is actually being remounted next year in May indoors
Oh, good.
with Seattle Shakespeare
Are
Company.
you going to be in it?
Oh yeah, so the
Nice.
mullet rides again.
Nice.
And I have the mullet hat
oh,
from
wow.
the show.
Great.
So I use that for the audition for
that's
Thunderballs.
great.
And I also just brought that to set. I shot a bit of Bad Luck with Carrie Elvis.
Okay, I heard
And
that.
I got to
Yeah,
rock my
yeah,
mullet and
nice.
work with Carrie. And he is
Excellent.
such an amazing,
Yeah.
amazing, open, warm, shakes everybody's hand and
Nice.
wants to make, he's just one of the nicest actors I've ever worked with. So it was
Right.
really, I love it when you can do that because it really flies in the face of, star actors or
Right.
divas.
Right.
Right.
He was
Well,
the
it
nicest guy.
creates a tone on a set that's nice, and everybody
Absolutely.
feels open, and nobody feels like they're walking on eggshells, because I think it is important, like you're saying, when you feel that vibe of people being positive on set, it really affects people in a really good
yeah.
light.
Oh, yeah.
I know that you're a singer, right? So.
How do you- what do you-
you sing, right?
He knows that I'm a singer.
Yeah,
What does that mean?
I know that you're a singer.
God, do you have
a
my
beautiful
holiday
voice.
album? What I don't
No,
remember?
I've heard you sing before, and
Got you, man.
I was wondering because I grew up with music and I'm a singer myself. My mom had a lot of influence with that growing up. And who for you, like, was it your mom, father? Was it both that
It
you
was,
grew up around music, theater?
It was your mom actually
Ah,
that influenced
nice,
me.
nice.
The
There we
singing
go.
was-
Dang, she
There we go. She was everywhere. She was everywhere.
How well?
She bake you milk and cookies like she did for make you
That's
cookies.
cool.
No.
Did you say something about his mama?
It is never too early for a mom joke.
No,
Right? Just
never,
put that out there now.
never.
Well, I mean, I grew up with music.
Right.
I mean, most of us did. I think. I
Right,
mean, music
right.
is such a cultural influence. I grew up with hip hop. So
Oh, nice.
Oh, what?
I think
Word?
my word. I don't. When did I say? Well, hip hop and R&B. So that's kind of where I got my first kind of like influencing my personality.
Okay, Flash.
Right.
Favorite hip hop song? Lay it out there.
Favorite hip hop song?
Lay it out there.
Lay it out there.
I don't know. That's so huge.
Man, you can go back too because I'm old. I'm old school.
Yeah, we both
Don't take
are.
time. Just do it. Bam. Favorite hip hop song. Bam. Do it.
I can't. I don't know. I
Who's
mean,
your-
many of them?
right now just to get back on the Seattle Pride thing.
Oh, watch out now. Watch out.
I've been listening to. I mean, come on, everybody's listening. I've been
Right.
listening to a lot of Macklemore.
Yes,
saying.
a lot of Macklemore.
But I think his I think the Heist album is pretty. It's
Right.
pretty spectacular.
It is
and as far as
spectacular.
doing things for the equality movement and all that jazz, I think that he has really. He's done something, and he's also he seems to be pro sports, and I'm a big Sonics fan, and I want the Sonics to come back. So everything that Macklemore seems to stand for really, really gets me excited. There's a rumor that he's going to be raising the 12th man flag tomorrow.
Oh, what?
Rumor?
Okay.
Rumor has it.
So on that
Rumor
topic,
I know, that's
so
what I'm
on
gonna
that
segue.
topic,
I
what's
was
the
gonna
final
say-
score of tomorrow's game? Seahawks versus 49ers,
Oh
David.
my God. 1917 Hawks.
Nice.
That's what I'm
You heard it
talking
here.
about.
You heard it here.
You heard it here.
1917
Saying.
Seahawks.
Now,
Serious prognostication going
Right,
on
right,
right,
right.
now.
I don't know that word.
It's a good one.
So check it out. Give us a couple bars or something real quick.
Yeah.
It could either be rap, a song, or something. Theater, just one thing. Just lay it out there. Boom, do it.
Yeah.
Just
Do it.
lay it out there,
Just
huh?
lay it out there. Bam. Look at the camera. Just like,
Well,
bam.
let's see here.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Since
He's
it
giving on
is-
his
He's not going to mess
Santa
up your hair.
Well, we'll see. See what happens here.
hat. I like his hair.
That's what I said.
He's
I like
nice.
colorful
He's
stuff.
a handsome. He's a handsome man. You are.
Well, the weather outside is frightful, but the fire is so delightful. And since we've no place to go, let it snow, ho, 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 ho.
Oh, I like
Wow,
that.
man.
That's all you get out of me.
Up? See,
like
right
that,
there
man.
on the spot.
On the
On the
spot.
spot. Bam.
I love it.
That's what I'm
I
talking
love
about.
it, David.
There's talent right here. I'm just going to put
You
that
have a good
out there.
voice. I
No.
love it. You have a great voice.
That's why
Did you really? How did you? Were you just pulling that out of the ether? I've heard you're a singer thing. I don't.
No, I've actually seen you sing before.
In a play?
Well, not in a play, but like around Freehold. I heard you one time. I think it was at Freehold, or it was it was at Freehold because I was up there rehearsing my solo project.
Right on.
And you were around, and I heard you singing because I was like, I wonder who that is.
I do sing in the bathroom a lot.
Right.
The acoustics.
And-
So I get in there and I'm like, oh, that sounds
Well,
good. Let's
yeah,
sing.
right. And I was like, I like that. because I was there working on some solo stuff and singing myself.
Yeah.
And so I heard your
Oh, do
voice.
you want to
and I was
drop
like,
some? You want to drop something real quick?
Oh yeah.
All right.
Epic sing battles. Word.
All right. Let me see. What
Do it.
Christmas song.
Do it.
Christmas theme. There you go.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh.
Oh.
Dashing through the snow, in a one-horse open sleigh. On the fields we go.
Here we go.
Laughing all the way. What?
Word.
David, I love it.
That is.
I love it.
that's pretty white.
I'm feeling- I
beatbox.
guess
That was some pretty
you know what?
white
That's
beatbox.
better
That was
than what
good.
I heard
That was
though
good.
from coming from my
was
nephew
good.
the other day. But
Yeah,
it
was he
good.
trying
It
to do
good.
some beatbox?
He was trying to do some beatbox. I'm gonna have to work on him a little bit.
Yeah, actually, I will give props to my mom because my mom actually
Right.
kind of in the same way. Maybe, like I said, in high school, early college, I was a little bit of a troublemaker,
Right.
Just a little
Right.
bit.
going down the wrong path. And my mom,
Right.
I went to Seattle U. My folks were both
Right.
teachers. My dad was a teacher. My mom was an administrator, and my mom was in the Seattle U choir.
Oh.
And
okay.
as I was getting my head screwed back on,
Right.
I fell into the Seattle U choir.
Right.
And so actually, before I was acting, I was singing.
Right.
And so that really that's where I got the performance bug or the sharing myself
Right.
disease.
sharing.
Right.
So my first show at Seattle U was actually a musical.
Right.
Nice.
But I don't do much musical theater now. Of course, I have a rock star fantasy. I think a lot of actors have a
Man,
I want to
you got
be
a
a
lot of
rock
talent,
star
man.
fantasy.
Right,
So there
right,
is that I
right.
want to be a frontman of a band thing. So
Right.
I don't know if that's going to happen, but we could make a movie about it.
Yeah,
Right.
we sure could. We sure could,
Just
David.
saying.
Yeah.
I wanted to also talk about Mighty Tripod a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You want to kind of give us a little breakdown of what that is and what you do in there and how people can get in contact with you to be able to do that?
Yeah. Thank you for the question. That's something that we started. Angela, my wife, and I started Mighty Tripod Productions earlier this year.
Nice.
A lot of things have been happening this year that have been really, really cool. Around this time last year, for some reason, I decided to start blogging.
Right.
I think my first blog post was about auditioning, maybe, or preparation. I don't remember, but since December last year up till now, I've posted. I think in a couple days I'm going to write my 100th post.
Wow.
I got 99 posts
Wow.
basically on the craft of acting, and so a lot of it is for. I think a lot of the blogs are geared towards people who want to work in Seattle film.
Okay.
Right.
People who are auditioning,
Okay.
and there's a lot of information there for young actors who are just getting their feet wet. Because I think it felt good to share the resources
Right.
and share the
Right.
knowledge,
Right.
and I got a lot of great feedback and support from the community. So I was like, all right, this is working.
Well, you've had a lot of
working pretty well.
success with
You-
your acting
right.
and theater, and so
I've
there's a lot of
stayed- I've
people in
stayed
Seattle
busy.
that probably that don't know you, and now they know you. They will
Right.
see that you have a lot of credentials behind you and what you're doing, and that's a great thing, I think, for you to be able to give that back, your experiences, and help other people. Because it's
Right.
really competitive in acting and singing,
Sure.
whatever you do. So when you get a person of your caliber that's willing to actually share
Right.
how you did it and how to get there, I think
Right.
that's really amazing, man.
Right.
Thank
Very
you, man.
selfless and not self-centered or selfish.
Appreciate
you know
it.
what I mean
Yeah.
of you, and the more I meet people in this industry, the less the more selfless you are, and the more you give back. It seems to really create that success around you.
Yeah, I would
know.
totally agree. Now, Mighty Tripod Productions. If I keep this hat on,
Yes.
Is
they
that
might
for you,
they
bro?
might not take me seriously. So
Yeah.
I better take this off.
They might be asking you for presents.
Can we get hair
They might- they
hair
and
and makeup to set, please?
There you go.
You get a
Gets
little
a
Opie, little Opie Cunningham
Okay,
going on
there
up
you go.
there.
If you use saliva, it really gets down well.
I don't know if
It
you want
doesn't
me
work
to
on
use
my
my
hair.
saliva though.
Yes,
Doesn't work.
And I've got a little bit of donut here. If you could just do that. A good friend of mine, Ben Andrews with Evil Slave.
Yeah.
Ben, you give it back now. I'm plugging. I'm
That's
plugging.
my boy, though,
Give
Ben.
it back. So he and I met actually in Portland. We were both auditioning for Grimm or Leverage or something like that. And he started pulling on my ear because I'd already started blogging by that point and kind of talking about the scene. And so we started talking, and he's just a great guy. And we started talking about how we can work together and things we can do, and how do we raise the bar and
Right.
get more industry stuff going on here and increase the amount of work that good
Exactly.
Not good meaning quality, but how do we get more paying work here to get actors paid? So we started talking, and then I started talking to my wife, and then Angela and I were like, why don't we start our own company? Why don't we self-produce? Why don't we? And I wanted to start doing some teaching, and that's really where it all started.
Nice.
And so we started. I hooked up with a casting director named Amy Renee, she's LA based, but she's in Seattle, and she and I met, and she wanted to reach out and start working with actors here and doing some workshops, and I said, great idea, let's collaborate. So we started hosting her workshops, and then I started doing some workshops as well, doing some audition workshops, preparation workshops. I do some private coaching, and then this January, Tony Dupé and I are doing a class together. So we'll be teaching the first one is it's going to be kind of a catch-all, so in all levels, kind of acting for the camera class. But he and I are going to start developing some different classes, like intermediate, advanced.
And he's great.
He is.
He's great. I've known him.
He's
for
a great guy to
14
work
years.
with. I've taken his classes. He's just a really good person.
Yeah, he's a really great guy.
Oh, and you can find our website. It's mightytripod.com.
Excellent. Excellent.
And we have a face. I mean, if you can't get on the internet and not find me. I'm
Awesome.
like a self-promotion hoe.
Right.
So I've got a personal website. I've got a thing where I just do my blog. I got the Mighty Tripod website. I've got like a Facebook fan page. It's it's a little bit over the top, but
You got to be that
you
way.
can find me.
Kevin and I started doing this stuff. Believe it or not, we had a bunch of people in here brainstorming doing before we actually, just me and him came up with an idea.
Right.
But they were doing this improv exercise stuff, okay? Because I'm not your traditional type. I'm like ghetto actor. You know what I'm saying? So
What does that mean?
I know.
I am
so
intrigued.
it's like all this stuff. So do you have an exercise, a warm-up exercise that you could do right now with Kevin? This is payback.
A warm-up exercise?
Improv, I guess he wants me to do. Improv.
Oh,
Sound
my
ball?
God.
I just been waiting to see this.
Sound ball?
Sound ball. Oh my God. Okay, hold on.
Because you took Matt Smith, right? An improv class with Matt Smith.
I haven't taken. I just
okay.
actually. Have you seen his TED Talk?
No, I have not yet.
His TED Talk has been circulating on Facebook, and it was a really, really cool talk.
Oh, cool.
I think it was the theme was how we conceptualize failure.
Okay.
Or mistakes. Anyway, an exercise that we can do. We've already sang.
You come up with the exercise.
Yeah, you come up with the exercise.
Because I don't want him cheating.
Yeah, okay.
Because look, there's a bunch of people here. Here's what happened. There's a bunch of people here. Let's do a warm-up exercise. I'm like, I don't need a warm-up. Well, just do this. I'm like, what the hell? I don't know about that stuff. And do it. Everybody's like waiting for me to do it. So now it's your turn.
All right.
All right. Let's see. I don't think I have a good. I don't have much of an improv background. I mean,
Okay, well, you can either slap them or give them a improv exercise.
Sound ball.
sound ball.
Sound ball, you know,
So
where
I go like wow 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 wow. Zing zong 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 blah 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 blah.
zing 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 blah 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 blah. Zumba.
Zumba. Whoop. Bump. Boom boom boom.
Oh, no.
Boom boom.
Okay, that's sound ball. That's what happened to me. And I don't know
brought
anything.
it.
So
David brought it.
So that was interesting. People
That,
really
and
do
if you
People
can do
really
that, you're just the sky is the limit for you as an actor. That's
Right.
all
That's
it
my
takes,
problem.
really.
because it's about not having any inhibitions about anything and just
Well,
being
inhibitions,
free,
totally.
know,
You
just
can't-
being
yeah,
free.
man.
But it sounded better when he did it. When I did it, I just felt stupid.
Well, there's this guy, Sanford Meisner, one of
Yeah,
the most
Sanford
famous acting.
Meisner.
Let's
Yes.
talk about Meisner.
Yes.
Apparently, he said it takes 20 years of not just 20 years of time. You can't just say. You can't just go from 20 to 40, you don't do anything, and you're a master of acting.
Right.
But if you're training and working on your instrument and developing your craft,
Okay.
20 years, basically, that's how long it takes to become a master at acting. And that's
Right.
that's something. I think that's true, for one thing.
Right.
But I think it also puts into perspective the amount of work that actors do.
Right.
And I think that if you take acting seriously, and you really look at it as an art form, and then if you can accept the idea that it is an art form and it does take time and work, and if you're willing to put in the work, you're going to find success.
Right.
But it doesn't just happen overnight.
Right.
Right. You know, oftentimes people say it's about luck, but you know, as what you're talking about, and I totally agree with, you know, and Greg's on the same page, is it takes a lot of hard work, and you got to network, you know.
Yeah.
Yes, some luck is involved, but it's really about working hard, you
Yeah.
know, and just getting out there and putting forth the effort, you know, and that's the people that are successful.
Yeah.
It seems like, you know, the ones that get out there and have that drive and motivation
Yeah.
to do it, because you can't just rely on your talent.
Right.
You know, you can't just rely on you can't just rely on your talent. You know, and show up like you said. If people just relied on their talent, then they just show up to auditions unprepared. You know, and just show up and try to do
Yeah.
it. You know, whereas it
Yeah.
takes work and it takes time.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. It's interesting you mentioned that about taking you can't think you've got it. You've got all
Right.
the answers, or you've
Right.
had some success. You know you have talent,
Right.
and that's all you have to do.
Right.
And I was just reflecting on this yesterday. The idea of I don't think we can take anything for granted.
Right.
I mean, I was at Seattle University took me a long time to graduate, so I was there for a stretch.
Right.
Like
right,
eight
right.
years on and off and in and out of
Right.
classes.
Right.
But since I was there for 8 years, I did get to see Nelson Mandela and
Wow.
Desmond Tutu
Wow.
man.
give, do
Wow.
talks at CLU. And Desmond Tutu's speech was absolutely inspirational.
Right.
And the thing that resonated and stayed with me for the longest time is you can't take anything for granted. You've got to get to think about. I mean, we've been given this tremendous gift of life here on Earth.
Right.
And as crazy as things get sometimes, and as sad as things are sometimes, you just don't take it for granted. You got to enjoy
Right.
it. You got to love it and celebrate life. I think it's
Right.
very, very
I agree.
important to do that.
I
I agree.
And I think that's if you can keep that perspective, because being an actor and following the acting path is not easy.
No.
And again, actors are rejected. Imagine most people have 3 or 4, 5 jobs
Yes.
in their lifetime.
Right.
Actors are constantly getting out there. Hire me, please. Can I get?
Right.
Will you? Are you?
Right.
What are you working on? Can I audition for that? Over and over again. And most of
Right.
us get rejected
Right.
a lot.
Right.
Most of us get rejected. How many? I mean, if you did the statistics, for every
Oh man.
3 jobs, maybe you're rejected 20
Right.
times. I don't
Right,
know. I mean,
right.
it's a
A
lot.
lot.
The number is so you
Times,
have to have the
right.
mental fortitude and
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely. From your perspective, the future of film and television here in Seattle, or actually
Yes.
in the Northwest,
Right.
what do you think is going to happen in the near future, the far future? What are you projecting to go on here?
Well, I mean, I would like to see it continue to grow. I mean, we had that incentive pass, so we got some money from the state, which is helpful. There were tax incentives, and I think if we can continue to get those renewed, that will encourage production to come here.
Right.
As far as I know, I mean, it seems like the people that I know that are living in LA, a lot of film now is being shot outside of the city,
Right.
outside
Right.
of Los Angeles. So there's these hot spots like New Orleans, and I think Austin is really popular
Right.
now. And we have a couple things going. Portland has
Right.
a couple of TV shows. No longer Leverage. Leverage is gone.
They're
as far as
done.
I know. I
They-
think
they
Leverage
are
is
gone.
done.
Yep.
But I think if we can. I really see growth happening here, but we have to figure out a way to continue to train the local actors so they're ready. The
Right.
local actors have to be ready for when these bigger films come to town and there are opportunities to get cast. We have to
Right.
make sure. I would like to help as many actors as I can, because I believe with. Some people have asked me, well, why are you just giving away your secrets? Well, for one thing, there are no secrets.
Right.
And I believe
Right.
that
Right.
the more competition there is, it makes me better. Because
Right.
if I know that suddenly actors are taking things more seriously and they're getting more training,
Right.
then suddenly I have to raise my game.
Right.
Right.
So I think
Right.
it's good for what I'm doing to elevate the acting abilities of all of my competition is actually it works in my benefit. So I think the trend in Seattle or in the Northwest is going to continue to go in the right direction as far as
Right.
more high paying jobs here for actors, more money for our community, and I think that we can continue to support each other and to encourage that growth as long as we kind of have that come together. We have to really come together and
Right.
put pressure on the people who make the laws and pass all those fancy laws and bills and legislation and all that jazz.
Because there's a lot of talent up here in Seattle, and there's a lot.
I would agree, totally agree.
There's a lot of great resources that can come about through the community, and what I've seen and with your stuff. I mean, it feels like to me like it's right on that cusp. Mm-hmm. Like we're climbing up. And up and up and up with it. I'd like to thank our guest today, David S. Hogan, for coming on and telling us a little bit about himself, projects that he's working on, and how he became an actor and influences that he's had in his life. And again, just thank you for coming and sitting on the couch with us today and having some fun.
My pleasure.
Yeah.
We really enjoyed having you here, and we like what you're doing in the Seattle film industry. We think you're totally awesome, man.
Thanks, fellas.
Yeah. Well, I'm Black.
And I'm Red.
And I'm David S. Hogan.
And this is
the Black and Red Show.
Boom.
Today we have with us Erin Bishop. She was the 100th person to like the Black and Red Show Facebook page. And she gets to ask David one question.
My question to you, David, as an acting coach, how do you spot potential and how do you bring it out of an actor?
That's a really good question. Oh my God, that's such a deep question. Okay, I think that one of the things good acting teachers are able to do is they are able to help actors get out of their own way. I know it's kind of vague, but I think that the more a coach can help an actor free up their inhibitions, I really like this question because it's hard to answer. So that's giving me plenty of time to talk, which gives me more screen time, which is good because not only am I a coach, I'm an actor. So the more screen time I get, the more that you're drawn into my performance. And the more that I can occupy the space here, the more that I will invade your subconscious. So the next project you are working on, when you're thinking about filling a certain role, I'm going to automatically pop into your head because right now, what I'm doing here is getting into your mind. And I think it's very important as I'm starting to do this and talk to you about the craft of acting. I'm actually planting seeds. I'm building a little bridge to the next producer as they're thinking about their project, or the next casting director. Am I getting off topic here? Coach and actor.
This is the part of the show that I've been looking forward to. Our presentation of a certificate to our 100th like, Erin Bishop! Booyah!
I thought this was the Chelsea Lately set.
Oh.
Because I always thought the first TV show I was going to be kicking it with Chelsea. So
Oh, yeah.
This is kind of it. Yeah. I mean, these guys were pretty cool, but
Yeah.
it's
not Chelsea.
it's no Chelsea.
Yeah.
And they don't have a Chewy.
Yeah. What's that?
But it's cool. It's like just getting started, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it really is cool to be here, like it's the first guest, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Rolling.
Oh.
And action.
I did.
What?
Don't tell them that, though.
Okay. No. You're not disappointed. You're extremely excited to be here.
Absolutely.
Just like I am. Because I'm here with you.
What?
Oh. Good. We're there already.
So as the 100th liker,
Yes.
you've won something. Is that correct?
That's what I hear.
What did you win?
I don't know. I'm actually really excited to see
Well,
what
I hope
win.
it's what is this?
I don't... Maybe this is what I won. I don't
You
know.
won a foam
Foam
board.
board,
It says
yeah.
so right there. You could presentations, signage, 3D displays, and
Cool.
oh, look at that, mounting.
Mounting.
Well, that's exciting.
Oh. Who doesn't like mounting?
That was good. So as the let's show the people what we got here. I would like to officially announce and present this to you.
Okay.
And what this gets you private coaching with me.
Ooh.
Oh, hi. Is this thing on? Private coaching with me, David S. Hogan, Mighty Tripod Productions, and so I really look forward to it. Aaron Bishop.
excited.
That's you.
Yeah, that's me.
100th.
Ooh,
I think, you know what this says?
What?
100th like winner.
like a winner.
Totally. That's so cool.
Nice.
Black and red show. That's where we are. That's
That's
Chelsea.
that's cute. And
Chelsea lately.
the black is actually red, and the red is actually black.
These guys are clever.
Right?
Do you know where they went?
I don't know. Somewhere else.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, congratulations again.
Thanks.
I'm excited.
I am too. So what kind of workshops do you do for acting?
Well, we do, most of the stuff I do is just private coaching, so that can really mean anything. What is that? Each private coaching session is tailored to the needs of the student. So whatever you want to talk about or work on, that's what I'm available for. But I think a lot of the stuff that I kind of specialize in is audition preparation and getting into character.
Good stuff. Good
Totally.
Stuff. Yeah.
And you're a director?
Director, producer. Yeah.
Well, I think what I'll be able to do, if you're interested, I mean, obviously you tell me what you need, but I think it's important that directors continue to learn how to communicate with actors in a vocabulary that actors can understand. So they're not just going over to the actor and going, can you be angrier? Can you be more happy? Because that's, for an actor, for one thing, I'm going to just let my director friends know. Actors don't like that I'm getting moody now.
Yeah.
But we can talk about anything you want. But I think that's an important thing for a director to at least think about is how do I get what I want out of the actor without giving them a result? Like, be happier or be angry or smile here.
Yeah.
Or without giving line readings. Can you say the line like this? That is kind of a fast way to get for the director to get what he or she wants, but line readings are. I don't think directors like to give line readings, and when actors hear a line reading, it's kind of a turnoff. But sometimes,
I think we're being watched from behind.
So that was a really great interview with David S. Hogan today.
It was.
right?
I really, really liked it.
Yeah. And such a great in-depth question that Aaron got to ask, too.
Yeah, but David's answer was real interesting.
Interesting, yeah.
But anyways,
So on our next episode, we got a great guest coming on, which is...
Paul Einhorn, he's a local actor. He comes from the land down under.
A dingo ate my baby. I'm black.
I'm Red.
And this is the Black and Red Show.